fighting with Runec and Atoufix as this Undying more top against the Killomancer. Seeing the mid lane, of course, cancel, standing in. Lina, and then down bottom, Killomancer. Safe lane. So, I mean, any sort of concerns here in this laning phase for anyone?
I stuff like that actually getting the urn because they get it so early and they don't really want to. I've seen so many teams just not want to have the vessel. I've seen them not upgrade it, but also not want to put it on their core heroes. But sure, yeah. I think he can. I think it definitely has its merits on the Ember. And I'm not really too sure what else would be like so valuable with him, with his team, right? Because he needs to act as an offlaner. Just get those offlane items. Then it tanks him up. I'd like him to be a little tankier because he is playing versus Shadow, Shaman, and Mars. These two heroes. If he gets pinned, if he gets stunned, it's very likely that he can just die. So just tanking up would be nice. So that works.
Bottom there. Ice and tOfu. Well, look at Killomancer. Far enough away. CS at the moment across the lanes. It's early beginnings, but looking to be a little bit stronger here on Hellbear, especially this bottom lane. Ouker, just the one CS out the first few waves. Yeah. Really struggling to get a look in. Even with having the point in the God's Rebuke, by the looks of it, just hasn't found the opportunity to get the CS lively with it.
I feel like all three lanes that Hellbear Smashers have can pose kill threat pretty easily, right? Like Wraith King AA can easily set up kills. The Coddle Ember is a little tougher because that can happen. Play your hand, but they can threaten.
So certainly be careful giving away this sort of action though. It's that the sort of setup, the decay getting them a little lower, gonna leave them. There's the opportunity of Runec bursting through the wave.
Gotta be a little cautious whenever you are playing versus that Undying. I think he had 2 or 3. I think he actually even had the 3rd decay stack on him. So you're an agility hero. Even with strength heroes, you can't get the 3rd stack is usually the big kill that they can go for. He's got the Orb of Corrosion though, so at least he can pick that one up when he does go back to base. A little bit tankier and trade, but Undying doesn't mind both of these trades. He might die.
I was going to say, Atoufix is going to lose this trade. That was, I guess he sort of just accepted his fate there.
I think he was just resetting his mana pool, right? Because it looked like he accepted it, because the decay stacks were wearing off and he kept committing, so a little weird, but... Dude, I love Shadow Shaman last night. I'm sorry, I just need to... Every time I'm watching this hero just play, played it last night too. This hero feels so damn good in every game.
Well, what is it that makes it feel so strong? I mean,
has been killed.
Just sort of all stages of the game, the laning, like where you're having the most fun when you're playing Shaman?
I feel like it's actually just at all stages now. Yeah. He's always been a really popular hero just because you have an instant disable, you have tower threat, but you also just have this. I feel like there's so many items now, that these neutral items that benefit him so much, these cast range and all that. You're gonna get to a point where these shamans they shackle you from this crazy long range. They might have a shard, so it does crazy damage. So he feels really good at all stages. Feels like he does everything.
Mid.
We'll reset.
Stormer. Cancel 20-9 against the 14-2. Still continues to be a good strong lane here for the Lina. I guess this is expected, right? Now Lina against any melee hero, even if you avoid Spirit within you're still going to struggle stepping in. These light strike arrays are just continuously laid down upon you. Stormer with the 3 points, the Dragon Slave. A lot of damage that struggles to deal with. Is going to find himself a lovely rune.
Oh, very nice.
So that's definitely going to help Council big time stick around in this lane.
And he even gives a bottle charge to his lovely Shadow Shaman to continue being able to pressure. I love that. And I see that rASmus did go for a more early game start here. As we saw the Morphling started to catch up. He actually buys a raindrop, he buys a stick, so he can actually pose more pressure into the... I mean, they're staying very low up here.
I mean, they are. They've got to be careful of rASmus coming in with another slight change.
He should be able to get this.
Looks like he will. Illuminate. He's going to have the extra bit of burst. And Atoufix just not being quite careful enough up here. It's a couple of times now where these two have had no struggles taking him out.
I love Coddle. That too. You know, Shadow Shaman. Coddle's another one of those. It's a little different though, because you're not this, controlling, pushing beast. You just... It's like Crystal Maiden on crack, right? You're giving your teammates mana and you're moving them all over the place. It's like the best. Feels like one of the best 5 or 4s. You make it work too. I'm really liking how Dota actually is right now, with how much openness I feel like you have to be able to play all these different heroes that we saw kind of just disappear for a long time.
Bottom. Very tough for really Ouker and Killomancer to make a move on and still just
literally be at every single engagement, isn't it? And we do see these stacks, of course, these coddles been setting them up a little bit.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Again, just struggling to get anywhere close now to the Ember. As now the levels are there, the uptime of the combo is very, very high.
And I mean, Undying is very, very squishy too with his armor. Every time it gets flighted, it hurts a lot. Stormstormer actually connects the stun as the shackles were casting. That's a level 2 shackle too. That could have been a kill with the Void Spirit.
I mean, for Cancellors, he's got the 6. I mean, what lane are you looking to go towards? Like, where can you get something done, do you think? Are you looking at this top lane?
He can do it on either. If he just, it all depends on how he TPs and sees on the lane. Like, we've seen these Void Spirits always set up for kills.
Atoufix.
So,
he's in trouble here. Slight change to do it. Just a slight alone. Get anything from the counter play. He's got the remnant down onto rASmus. And there we have it. He's managed to make that response. Turn.
Immediately, mid gonna get shoved in by the Lina up to the tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's
Yeah, but tOfu is going to be able to get his spells out onto Killomancer. Killomancer did want to try and TP, but the cold feet was down. Tofu's actually going to be able to get away. Ouker didn't have enough damage to finish him off. Killomancer's still on the run, but Ace and the Skeletons, they're chasing, and the crit through the trees there, as there's no escape.
They can even maybe go on Ouker down here when Ace gets closer. Set up for a stun and a full feet potentially, but he'll back away. The pressure on mid. rASmus comes over, he gets a slight chain.
Look how much damage he's done. As soon as Council's gone, Stormstormer just fully on with the pressure, and 7.5 minutes in, and the tier 1 tower's nearly been taken down completely.
rASmus comes in and pokes it once or twice too for an Orb of Corrosion. And that's always the fear about these rotations with the Void Spirit when you're playing versus something like Lina. Lina can choose TP, counter gank, or just sit there and pressure the lane. And rASmus is still looking to set up on cancel.
Dire's middle tower
38-minute
is
room,
under
and
attack.
it ends up being up top, so fortunate with that. Stormer's going to have that secured for himself. Cancel, be a little careful. Stormstormer a little low on the mana. Cancel does have the backup of both of their supports here.
Haste!
In case Hellbear Smasher's going for a harder push to push off this tap.
Captured in the flame.
Stormer is trying. In fact, chains on the Killomancer. Killomancer, he gets the shackles off. One strike though off the back of this would do it. As there's a soul rip heal, and there we have it. rASmus takes down another at the same time. Ace and tOfu, they pressured in behind the tier 1 tower bottom and kill off Ouker. So now it's 6-2. Okay, lead here for Hellbear Smashers. These 3 cores really starting to get the ball rolling.
What level do we have on our AA as well? Since tOfu has pretty much just sat in the lane. He's gonna have an early level 6 coming out too. Look at both of the supports. Level 5.5 on the 2 of them there for Hellbear Smashers. This is looking like a very ideal setup for themselves, as this AA pick is pretty brutal this game versus the Mars, versus the Morphling, of course, in particular. Yeah, this is looking really good for them right now as they're setting up. And oh, interesting from Gilgir, the 2 fluffy hats on the coddle.
All right.
I'm seeing a lot of 5 positions grab it. I saw No Tail grabbing it almost every game as well.
They seem to be quite a bit of value.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I don't see, I'm so curious about why. It's expensive. It's
how
pretty.
much?
250 for 125 HP. So as Gilgir.
He's on the run. I've got to say it. The fluffy hat nearly saved it. It nearly was enough HP.
I can't believe there's an item called Fluffy Hat in my Dota. I still can't get over some of these names.
Double damage. Never refuse gold given.
I mean, they're going to be onto it with the merch, right? Once the events start coming around again, I want to buy a real life Fluffy Hat.
That is very true. I mean, I want an Orb of
Corrosion. what you can do with normal corrosion.
I guess we'll find out. Midas Morphling. Runec, he...
All right.
Okay.
I mean, I'm down. He's been watching mid-one play. He said he could do it on Jug, he could do it on Drought. I'm going to do it on more. Midas spots. Let's go.
Oh
Dude, he's going to go
that'd be
Midas spots.
I mean, they'll lose pretty quickly. He does, but you know he'll get the Midas.
Now he knows he's channeling his inner mid one. This is the way, Runec. Midas spots.
I can't say anything against it anymore now. They made it work. I don't know.
What do you think in that series was more surprising to you? The Midas spots in the Jug or on the Drought?
On the Drought for sure. On the Jug, it seems fine. Like you benefit so much from that crazy move speed with your blade flare. Big fight.
And they're going to try and come in to hold the defense. 14 Ps from burjui. Get the arena down onto 8. Ace does have Reincarnate, so he's ready to go for a 6 man. Massive Ice Blast down onto the 3 of them. They're going to get nuked down on Ouker. Laguna out to a Atoufix. They're just diving in. The Smashers cancels, trying to run. Killomancer's hiding in the trees. The Remnants cleaning it out as Killomancer's been found. Wraith Fire Blast from Ace finishes off the job. Cancel. He's trying to hide. He's got no steps for 20 seconds. Dissimulate up in 1. He have to jump over the side, but they can see him. They've found him. He's trying to run, but Stormstormer connects the Light Strike Array. burjui, they try to defend that top tier 1 tower, but the defense couldn't have gone any worse.
Uh-oh. And I think that's probably going to be what we see for a very long time in this game, as Morphling, he's not going to want to turn up any of these fights versus AA versus what's likely to be a very early Spirit Vessel too. And uh-oh, I think this is going to turn for the worst real quick here. 6k gold advantage, they're already taking over enemy jungle, Radiance queued up, Boots of Travel on the Lina, and this I love, the Boots of Travel on Lina, because now you can just easily follow the Morphling. That's the counter, that's the way to apply that pressure.
Very hard for Runec to find lanes to really show him farming.
Deceptive rune of invisibility.
The thing is, they can recall as well, right? So if Lina goes top or something, Morphling tries to dodge her, they can recall, reposition. I can't see it getting much easier for Runec because Hellbear Smash
rASmus
really taking over here.
They can set this up very nicely each and every time. The Ice Blast. I mean, you're looking at the lineup and you've got these 3 heroes with sort of solid stuns, roots. To allow tOfu to hit the ult every single time.
Just constant threat, no matter where they're kind of standing. They even have to stand. Look how close they have to protect cancel even at the tier 2 mid because of rASmus's light chains. He's gonna get recalled down bottom, save his TP. I think he also has a remnant down in the mid lane in case something does happen. I believe that's, yeah. So he is prepared in case there is something that kicks off. And yeah, this is so much pressure on the map, really, as it's a Wraith King who's now nearly got the relic done too. He actually does have the relic done. Okay.
Now, quite the ridiculous time here for Ace.
Yep.
Sides of seeing burjui. Well, it wasn't the treads, of course, for Runec. Oh no, so it wasn't the bots. Did just get the treads. Quite going full mid, on which, I mean, yeah, maybe that's a mistake, you know. But like in this sort of game, you're down, you go the full greed build, as this is definitely a very hard one.
Can they catch rASmus? They've got the hack, they've got the commit the wards even to make sure they get this kill, but they better get it.
Time on the river. Find a support. They've also got the push starting to come in. Top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower
Ouker
is
hanging
under
around.
attack.
It does have arena.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I think the only way that they can, I think they have to look for just these constant pickups right now on the side of burjui, and they just need to play around their area control.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Perfect timing with the Rules combo.
Almost catching the Rasta too. So yeah, I think the only way that they really want to look to fight right now is let this Morphling try to get this farm up, and then use the Shadow Shaman, the Undying, and the Mars to get that trio of down. It's summons, it's the wards, it's the actual Mars ult down, and that's the way you probably can look to fight. But besides that, I actually don't want to see them fight. They're way too behind. They have to just set up on the towers and try to catch people a little out of position with the Mars in particular. But this is speeding up too fast. Coddle's now ahead of the Void Spirit, ahead of the next solo of the opposing squad now
Dire's
too,
bottom tower
with his fluffy
has
hats.
fallen.
He's tanky.
He's tanky.
He's not an easy one to kill. Chewy, what's the
Dire's bottom tower
Runec
is under
over there
attack.
to farm Stormstormer. He's rather alone. Show Ace top, full radiance out on the Wraith King. And they're looking to maybe make a move onto him. I mean, Killomancer and Ouker backed up by Atoufix. They've got the three of them looking towards Ace. They've got to be able to do it twice. Yeah, they're already sort of umming and ahhing about this. It's not an easy move to make to try and take down Ace.
You might all die even too. Like if the Wraith King doesn't kill out the skeletons will probably kill the Shadow Shaman with the Radiance in part. They're actually making the move themselves. Hellbear Smashers bringing the AA up top. Ace.
He's going in
far
aggressive.
up now.
He is pretty deep. Well, see if the rest of the team's going to have time to get it to back him up. Burjui bringing in the numbers. Stormstormer's able to pot him from the side. Ace, they're not even able to fully commit on him to take him down the once. I mean, there was 5 heroes there, but I guess they sort of panicked. They were scared. They didn't even want to hang around any longer than they wanted to. They didn't even try and finish him the first time.
I mean, I kind of think that they all would have died if they did.
I guess, yeah.
It was I think as soon as they see like the AA blast flying over, they're like, oh shit, like this is not a good idea. Radiance Burn is taking us slow. If like a slight chain catches one or two, those 2 heroes are dead. I think it was probably the right move for them. They're pretty limited right now on their moves.
Invisibility.
They got to be a little quicker too if they want to do that. If they can done it 5 seconds faster, then maybe. But
because they pretty much had the whole team. You know, if they're not able to make that move and do anything whilst the whole squad's around, it's not really going to get any easier. Bottom lane, Stormstormer steps up and excellently done there, coming out with the smoke and catching him just on the range of it. So Runec was not prepared for that to come straight out of the fog.
Now they're getting collapsed on too. Shadow Shaman near dead.
And the arena is down for Ouker. There going to be any follow though. Stormstormer turns the Yule's nice jump onto Ouker and cancel, trying to finish off Stormstormer, but Stormstormer's on the other side. He's fine. He's out of there.
Oh boy.
More deaths on burjui as Atoufix is the last one left alive, and have no trouble cleaning him up as well. Triple kill for Ace. 18 minutes in, 18 to 4, 13k lead. This one's looking to be a little bit of a stop.
Middle tower
this one is pretty over indeed. Poor Ouker, he gets his ult down, gets Yule, can't even throw his spear out because he runs out of mana afterwards. Disaster everywhere for the side of Hellbear Smashers. I mean, I love this, the way they set up their lanes. Like, it's very obvious, it's very standard way that you would set up your lanes with their hero. It's exactly what they needed to do this game. You know, that first pick Morphling definitely super countered, and I don't think we'll be seeing that one again, but great preparation and great lane setup from Hellbear Smashers.
Radiant's tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think this has just been just such a crisp game for them. Like, I don't know what mistakes they've really made. It's just been clean execution. They haven't really been able to do much of anything.
Radiant's top tower is under
attack. They fell behind after the laning phase, and it's been stopped at that point. And bottom now.
Stormstormer, he's getting caught on, but he's still able to keep his cool set up onto Runec. Mass TP's coming in, and Runec tries for the tap. Stormstormer's even able to get the deny. Runec, trying for the TP out. They got anything to stop it? They don't. So they will manage to get most of them out of it. Atoufix will still be found though by the chase from Ace. In with the Wraith Fire Blast.
This is bullying.
It's definitely getting rough.
That tower deny. That one of those. That's just like you're getting nothing.
Wounds.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing for you. As the recall's coming in, Gilgir setting up a gank behind the enemy lines.
Runec going to turn into the Ember, use the chains against them. The arena is down. They're going to have a lot of damage onto Stormstormer, but you're right, he's ready for a second round, and Runec, he's dead. rASmus finishes him off. Here comes Stormstormer back with his second life. Laguna out to Ouker. As Killomancer, he'll make it out of here. Cancel. It's going to be chased though. Ace and rASmus, they're going to have some further catch in a second. Ace is in. Cancel, taken out again. 22 for 4. It is a rough one. It is a rough one. It is one of those games where maybe burjui can attribute some of it to the bit of a peculiar way of drafting with this early morph reveal, as you know, Hellbear Smashers have definitely shown, you know, you can't pick this hero early against us. We will make sure that it has a very difficult game.
And I mean, maybe they did overlook just how good the Coddle is in particular too, versus it just how much pressure he can actually apply in the laning phase.
Yes.
And he enables the hero that he's with to apply the pressure too. I think this is something they probably overlooked a bit here. It's a complete disaster. I'm surprised they haven't GG'd out, honestly. There's no chance for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't quite know the exact win rates, but it does seem like this hero just wins every game. Especially when it's these teams that are picking it first because they have a keep with the light play. You know, someone who knows exactly how to just really push the limits of this hero and what it can offer for you.
I think they're going to set up for maybe one more fight here, but no, they actually don't have the mana. Ace is just
goodbye, Shaman.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Now Ouker, they're trying to keep the Tombstone alive, but now they're going to lose here.
Oh, it's getting messy.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
It is,
Well, rASmus is going to, is he want him? He's going to go for this light chain.
Yeah, he's going to keep going. He's going to keep going. He's just going to watch the side. He's even going to let Ace have it. Ace is in. Gets the kill. They're playing on, but
they're playing on.
I can't imagine for how much longer. This one's gonna, if it hasn't already, be quite painful here for burjui.
Dyer's bottom tower has
So
fallen.
JJ gave me this stat. Coddle is 56-46 with a 54.9 win rate and 7.28.
Dyer's structure.
Pretty good.
That's just across. What was that? Pro games or are you talking pubs?
Doesn't sound like pubs.
Oh, that was the number of games. So, okay.
Yeah.
That's lower
Sorry,
than I thought.
I'll read it again. 56 to
56 wins. Okay, that's win loss. That's surprising. I guess that's across
less
all the
than I thought it would
regions.
be.
Maybe the win rate varies a lot regarding on the region. Maybe some region. You know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I would have thought it would be higher.
I don't know how I haven't gotten a chance to look at every other region as much as I'd like to. So
Yeah.
I don't know how some regions just start copying, right? So that usually starts tanking heroes if it's super popular in one region and then everyone's playing it. But okay, that's interesting. Okay, we're seeing the smoke up. So they've got the.
This is
got everything available.
This is the GG smoke. We've seen this many times in games that are stomped. You go for one final move. One final hurrah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, that's not how they wanted to start it at all. Ouker's dead. Atoufix. He's going to be taken out as well. Killomancer. Oh, he's trying to get out, bless him. He's not going to be able to do so. And Ace, he's in. He's looking for Chick Cancel. He's looking for Runec.
Runec doesn't even have Manta yet. 23 minutes. He just fell the damn vessel. Poor guy.
He's coming running every time. But he won't dodge everything else. Out of the yules he comes, and straight to his death. 34, 28k, 23 minutes in. We have seen quite a few stomps here in the league, especially sort of the lower division where you do have this big break between some of these teams. This is probably the biggest. In terms of just straight numbers,
Dyer's top tower has fallen.
It is absolutely. But also, like burjui, they don't have their mid player, right? So we've seen stuff like that have massive effect on these teams.
Dyer's top barracks has fallen.
for sure. Yeah. The GG is golden, as you say. Yeah, worth remembering. They did have to use a standing full cancel. No, nothing against cancel, but as you say, just the fact that it's
Radiant
the normal roster. You're gonna definitely struggle more than the smashes. Definitely not a too difficult one for them at all.